Alright, everyone, are you ready to watch a football idiot rank the 14 NFL playoff teams in order of how much I like them? Oh, yes, I did this last season too, and we're going to do it again this season. And just to make it clear, this is just based on vibes. This is not a power ranking. If you want power rankings, go elsewhere. This is just the higher up they are, the more joy I will have if they win, and the further down, the more joy I will have if they lose. Okay, so we all understand this, right? Okay, everyone get it? All right, good. So, we have all of our teams here, and we are going to, of course, start with my team, which is, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles. Best team that there is, best fans, just best all around, and obviously they are going straight to number one in my book. Now, since I am an Eagles fan, it is pretty obvious who among the remaining teams is going to be going to the very bottom of the list, and that is the good old Washington Redskins, or Commanders, if you prefer. Either way, they suck, so they're going to the bottom, and I hope they lose in the first round. Okay, very good. So, those are the two obvious ones. And who do I prefer to be second? Well, okay, here's the thing. I'm an Eagles fan, and that's all the room in my heart is all for the Eagles. I don't have a second team. I don't believe in second teams. Nothing like that. But if somebody were to say, gun to your head, you have to pick a second team to root for, I would have to say I would pick the Buffalo Bills. I just have a soft spot for them. I love their fans and their culture and the pathos of the Bills and all that. So, if not for the Eagles, if the Eagles folded tomorrow for some reason, I would probably go root for the Bills. Yeah, and this would be, as you might imagine, my ideal Super Bowl. That would be what I want to see. I think that would be objectively the most fun Super Bowl too. You know, two best fan bases. Anyway, what is next? Well, speaking of soft spots, I do have a soft spot for the Detroit Lions. It might not be quite as strong as the soft spot I have for the Bills, but, you know, it's the whole thing. It's the whole pathos, and I really do want to see them do well, and by do well, I mean lose to us in the NFC Championship game. I mean, I'm making this video right after they smacked around the Vikings in the last regular season game, so that is a thing. Speaking of pathos, it might be kind of silly to put two rivals like this, both very high, but screw it. Why not? I have a soft spot, a smaller but still present soft spot for the Vikings, a team that's been to the Super Bowl a few times in the old days, but has never won and has not been back in like 40 years. I'm not too bothered if they do well. They're a pretty cool squad, and of course I have watched the John Boys, the Dorktown documentary about the Vikings, because I watch everything that John Boys does, pretty much, if I can find it. So, there are some teams that I just don't have strong feelings about, one way or another, and I'm struggling to even think who I want to put near the bottom. It's funny, because, like, my thoughts on the Chiefs are, like, it's complex, right? Because I don't hate them, really, but I don't want to see the three-peat, but there are plenty of teams I would rather the Chiefs win than. Maybe we'll come back to that in a little bit. Let's just say, heck, I like the Ravens kind of. They're kind of cool. It's they go hard, so I would be willing to put them up there. And all right, fine, I'll do it. I will put the Chiefs down here, just right above the commies. Like I said, I don't hate the Chiefs, but they are the final boss right now, and someone needs to beat them. Unless somehow these jackasses get in. So we'll go for that. And I'm sorry for my cross-state friends, but we're going to put the Steelers down here. I usually put the Steelers quite low just because, you know, living in Pennsylvania, like I said last year, there are Steelers fans around, even this far east. And, you know, there is a bit of that old rivalry. We'll throw the Bucks down here, just because, like, the only real large loss the Eagles had all year was against the Bucs. Plus, the Bucs knocked the Eagles out of the playoffs last year. So they're kind of like a little bit of a heel team to me right now, but I don't really have anything actually against them, so whatever. And it's really hard to say what I feel about any of these other teams. We're going to say it would be kind of cool if the Texans somehow managed to sneak their way in there. I don't think they will, but what would it hurt? You know, there'd be one more reason to make fun of the Cowboys because they're not even the best team in the state anymore. So, sure, why not? And we'll put the 7-seed Packers in spot 7 because they're fine. I'm not... I mean, they're the Eagles' first rival, so for week 1, they're going to be temporarily on the bottom. But, you know, overall, it's cool. I don't mind them. I kind of just like the NFC North as a division. Like, if I had to pick my favorite division on average, it would be the NFC North. I mean, obviously, my team, the Eagles, are on the East, but that just means there's one team I like and 3 teams I hate in that division. Whereas the NFC North, I have at least mildly warm feelings towards all 4 of those teams. So, whatever. Okay, and now it's time for the 2 LA teams and the Denver Broncos. Well, I don't really care one way or another, but we're going to put the Broncos down here just because people from Colorado have always been really annoying to me. They like to be big gatekeepers about their state, and I know that it doesn't have anything to do with the Broncos themselves, but hell, we're getting into really odd tiebreakers here. And now it's time for the 2 LA teams. I'm going to put the Chargers lower and the Rams higher, just because the Chargers should be in San Diego. Everyone knows that. The Rams are rightfully in LA, so I don't know. It doesn't matter, like I said. So, yeah, this is my 2024-25 rankings of how much I like each team. If you disagree, leave me an angry comment. Please make sure to use as much profanity as you need to get your opinion out. Alright, see you all later.